How are you weirdos doing? It is almost Thanksgiving time. I just got back from the grocery store. My wife's gonna freak out at me because, like usual, I'm gonna overdo it like crazy. I love to cook. Um, I've loved to cook ever since I was a little kid. Um, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. It's the one holiday that my family could pull off, kind of like normal people. Every other holiday was a disaster. For Thanksgiving, we could kind of quasi pull off. Um, Around the age of like 13, I remember picking up a book from a local library, and I believe it was a Julia Child's cookbook. I don't remember what it was called. Maybe it was The Joy of Cooking or something like that. I could be confusing that title with another famous chef, but I know it was a Julia Child's book, and it was kind of funny because I remember I tried to make something from it. It was French onion soup, and my sister thought it was amazing. And of course, I didn't have the right cheese. I just really just had a bag of onions that I picked up. I grew up on EBT, and EBT kind of sucks because you can't. You got to be able to cook. You can't get like any kind of prepped meals, any kind of hot food and stuff. You're not allowed to do that. There's a lot of rules with it, and for whatever reason, I picked this book up when I was at a public library. I don't think I ever returned it. There's a very good chance that if I try to get a library book from Baltimore City, they would arrest me for how many fines are still in that book. But I really, really took to cooking from that point on as a kid. And it started being that I would do all the cooking for the family. Up until I was like 17, that's when my dad kicked me out of the house. I love my parents, but I don't really have a relationship with them. My dad's got serious mental health issues, and he's been in and out of mental hospitals his whole life. And my mom has never actually been committed. So I guess technically you could say she's not crazy, if you will. They're both still around, but I don't have a good relationship with them. But I used to do all the cooking, and with my job, I can't cook when I'm on the road. I can't really cook. So kind of as soon as I'm home, I kind of take over the kitchen, and Thanksgiving is the one that I always go nuts. Pro tip for anyone out there: turkey. I would argue turkey is one of the hardest things to cook right. It's so easy to ruin a turkey because it's a meat that is kind of dry to begin with. I highly recommend brining your turkey. Brine your turkey. I know a lot of people like to flash fry them and stuff like that. I prefer brining the turkey because it's almost idiot proof. I wouldn't say it's idiot proof. Anybody could screw anything up. The big thing though is if like you screw up brining a turkey, you're much less likely to burn down your house than if you screw up a flash fryer. Um, my wife's not going to be happy because I plan on cooking three birds and a ham, and me, my wife, and my son are not going to eat all that. One of the birds and the ham, because my wife doesn't like ham, one of the birds and the ham are going to the homeless shelter along with stuffing, mashed potatoes, two different kinds of cranberries, rolls, so on. Um, and then the two birds, they're for us because we're Thanksgiving. I do not have one meal. I screw that. I have a Thanksgiving on Thursday. I'll have one on Friday or Saturday for friends that they went to visit family and then they're back in town, and then I want to have another Thanksgiving with them again. I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is my favorite um, holiday. Again, Thanksgiving was like the only major holiday that I do not have a memory of like the cops or something showing up at the house. For whatever reason, Thanksgiving tended to not be crazy at my parents' house. So I love Thanksgiving. I do it. I overdo it. I know I overdo it. I remember, I think it was last year, my wife got a little ticked off because I only made one bird. I've never done it where I made a bird and a ham. Um, and I was like, babe, come on, it's for charity. And I remember she knows me. She knows me so well. She goes, it's not for charity. It's for ego. I was like, okay, yeah, but it's still helping people. I just love to cook, and I don't get a chance to cook most of the time. I honestly rarely get to cook. So I go nuts. I love Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are looking forward to Thanksgiving. I hope you have a pleasant Thanksgiving. And if you're alone on Thanksgiving, you're not really alone. There's plenty of people. Some of the worst Thanksgivings I've ever had were on deployment. Like there is nothing worse than military cooked turkey, like stuff like that. I do have a funny story though. One time I got into my unit, and this was when I was just first in the military, and we weren't on deployment. And one of the guys in the unit, because he was married, he had housing on base, and there was a couple of us, like me and like four other guys, where the four other guys couldn't go anywhere for Thanksgiving because their family were out over the, out of the country. These are guys weren't earning their green card, and me, I just at that point, my relationship with my parents was so bad that they were going to call the cops if I showed up, even with a gift or something. So he was like, "Yeah, I can have you guys over, but like me and my woman, we don't cook or nothing. So I guess we could order pizzas or something." And I was like, "I can cook." And they're like, "Really, Smith? You can cook?" "Yeah, I'm a pretty good cook. I could cook." "Well, okay, if you want to try that." I was like, "Yeah, guys, if you could help out with like purchasing stuff, I'll try to make something for us all." And boom, I made a full spread. And although one guy, he was like, "Yo, dude," he's like, "What did you do in jail?" I was like, what do you mean I do in jail?" He goes, "What'd you do to go to jail?" Like, he's like, "You're like a jailhouse cook. You could like somehow make anything out of anything." I was like, "No, no, I've never been to jail or nothing. I just like to cook. I learned how to cook as a kid from a book." He goes, "What kind of book tells you how to cook?" I was like, "Well, Hernandez, it's called a cookbook." But I just love to cook. I don't know what it is. I got the scented candles going for like the apple spice autumn, and then I got like all five of my burners are going at once, and they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop until probably Saturday. Because I only have five burners and I got one oven, so like doing this much food, yeah, I've got a spreadsheet on my work computer to keep track of what's going in and out and stuff like that. But it's gonna be. I'm making like four different pies. I don't give it. My wife is gonna be so ticked at me. But it's what I love to do, man. I love me some Thanksgiving. So I hope everyone has a pleasant holidays and all. Watch out for each other, take care of each other, and just happy holidays. Ciao.